Learning to express how you feel or if you have any illness or any disease is different and difficult in every language. If you are trying to translate directly from English to Hindi, it will not work because it's totally different how you say that in Hindi. Well, it's not difficult, it's just different. So if you're trying to directly translate from English to Hindi while saying I have a headache, that would be a little different and it would not really work. So that's why in this video we'll be learning how you can express if you're feeling a pain or if you have any disease or if you're going through any illness in Hindi. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is just follow these basic rules and you'll be able to express yourself or the headache that you're having in Hindi. We will be covering some Hindi phrases that you can use in order to explain or express yourself. So let's not waste too much of the time. Let's start learning Hindi. Namaste. So as you can see here, we are on the Canva. I'm of course not recording this on the same day that I recorded the what you just saw before. Of course, I'm wearing the same shirt, but it's not on the same day. And I have my allergies back, and we are learning about diseases and illnesses. So there could not be any more perfect time. So if you hear a little bit of my allergies, please forgive me, but I had to record it today. I couldn't delay it anymore. And if you hear, I don't know, some kind of sound, it's not my dog peeing on a door or something, it's the rain. I'm currently in Bali and it has been raining cats and dogs. That's also one of the saying that does not exist in Hindi, but it exists in English and it makes no sense. But here we are, as you can see, learn how to explain diseases in Hindi. We'll also be learning about some of the illnesses as well. Perfect. So, as you can see that once we are here, we are going to see what is our lesson overview. Okay. Here you can see this is what we'll be learning. We'll be learning about how to convey and express diseases and illnesses, right, in Hindi. How sentences change and what kind of sentence structure and rules we use in Hindi. Now, of course, it will be a little detailed lesson, not too long, but it's super easy how you convey the diseases and illnesses in Hindi. And we'll be learning about some basic things that you can say, right? Okay, so without further ado, let's start with it. So the first one that you can see, the Hindi phrases, we'll be looking at three kind of Hindi phrases. It's similar to English, right? Meaning you have the first one. You say the similar thing in English, I am sick. And then you have the next one, which is I have cancer. I know it's a little extreme, but that's what my mind was thinking right now. So I have cancer, similar to that. And then you have I'm feeling weak, I'm feeling nauseous, all of those kind of sentences, right? And we do not end there. We'll also be doing a little bit of test, as you can see here. We'll be doing a test. So whatever you are learning, pay attention because you'll be doing a test at the end to see what you have learned and how much you can retain. So without further ado, let's go back and let's start it, right? So as you can see, first we have I am, right? This phrase is similar in Hindi and English. This phrase explains that you are something. Best example is I am sick, right? um, all the other ways of saying diseases you use I have, but with I am sick, this, or if you say I have fever, that's a different one. I have cold. But with sickness you always say I am sick. Okay, then we have the I have one. I have, on the other hand, is a little bit difficult, or like different, not difficult. Most of the diseases fall into I have category, right, in English and in Hindi as well, right? For example, the example here we have is I have a headache, or I could say I have an allergy, right? Okay. Then the last one is I am feeling, right? I am feeling expresses that you are feeling something in present continuous tense because you are saying feeling, so it's already in present continuous and required the verb to feel. Okay. So whenever you are saying something that I am feeling nauseous, I'm feeling sick, I'm feeling tired, they all go into the feeling category of it, right? So there are only these three ways of saying anything about a disease or illness, right? Okay, so we'll be going in detail with all these three sentence structure to see which one you will be using. Okay, so let's go. So the first one, as you can see, is I am. Okay, so there are two ways that you see it. The good thing about these two particular sentences is this, that they are gender neutral. You don't have to worry about if you're a woman, if you're masculine or feminine, that you will have to change. You just say I am sick. The first one is मैं. Okay. Remember, the way I'm pronouncing, you can also repeat after me. It will help you with the pronunciation. I'm going to repeat it again. मैं बीमार. This is बीमार. Okay. मैं बीमार हूँ. The one you're saying who, you will hear that I have a little bit of a nasal sound like at the end. That's kind of important. So you're saying मैं बीमार हूँ. मैं बीमार हूँ. That's I am sick. Now let's say you want to say I am not well, and that's also super easy. You're saying मैं, same thing as we are saying here, ठीक. Okay, ठीक means, it actually means okay, but like for example, if you say I am okay, that would be मैं ठीक. You will not say nahi. You will just say मैं ठीक हूँ, and that will mean I am okay, right? Or I'm all right, right? So you're not trying to say like I'm good or I'm bad. You're just saying I'm okay. That would be मैं ठीक हूँ. But here we have that I am not well, and that would be कि मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ. Nahi means not and no both in Hindi. We have same word for both of these words, right? Pretty easy, right? So मैं ठीक नहीं who, right? Make sure when you say who, it's not like who, it's like who, right? So मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ, that means I'm not well. The next one we have is again I am, but with more examples, right? So we have I am tired. I am tired is, if you remember, we said मैं, that's similar. So मैं थका हुआ हूँ. Now you would see a difference here that we have two. One is in blue and one is in red, right? So the reason we have this here is because I do also this with a lot of my other students, that like if something is masculine, I put it in blue. If something is feminine, I put it in red. It's just easier to differentiate these two, and then whenever you'll see in those colors, you'll be like, oh, that's masculine, oh, that's feminine, because English does not have that concept of masculine and feminine in this way, as for the verb and the nouns, but Hindi does have, like a lot of other languages. So don't complain about genders, because almost all the languages have that, right? Okay, except English, of course. So I am tired. मैं थका हुआ हूं. This would be masculine, right? If it's feminine, you are saying मैं थकी थकी हुई हूं. One thing you would notice is this, that if anything, like for example, here there is a, right? Imagine if it was an I, okay? If it was an I, that makes it feminine, right? So rather than a, thaki, that makes it feminine. And rather than who are, the a, if you had an I here, that would also be feminine. Okay? So, मैं थका हुआ हूं, masculine. मैं थकी हुई हूं, feminine. If you have connected the dots to know that if something ends with a, that means that is masculine, then you're absolutely right. You're a genius. And if something ends with e, it's feminine, then you're also right and you're a genius. So this is what Hindi has, that if something ends with a, it's masculine. If something ends with e, it's feminine. Of course, we do have like some exceptions, right? Not a lot. There are just some. I don't think it's necessary to take them in this particular lesson. But remember, if something ends with a sound, it's masculine generally. If something ends with e sound, it's feminine. That's all you have to remember. Okay. Then the next one we have is I am getting better. Okay. This is a good one. This is a good one where which you can use it in a lot of ways, or like in a lot of situations. So I'm getting better. Again, here we have मैं ठीक हो रहा हूँ. मैं ठीक हो रहा हूँ. Now I want you to guess. Okay, I want you to guess. What do you think? Is this masculine or feminine? This particular sentence, because there's only one sentence, and this is on purpose that I put only one sentences of both of them and not really colored them, so that you get used to knowing which one is feminine, which one is masculine. And so again, मैं ठीक हो रहा हूँ. If you're thinking that this sentence is masculine, then you're absolutely right. मैं ठीक हो रहा हूं is masculine, and मैं ठीक हो रही हूं is feminine. Again, I am getting better. Try to focus on the pronunciation. मैं ठीक हो रहा हूं masculine. मैं ठीक हो रही हूं feminine. I think you can hear the thunder because it has been raining a lot in Bali. Um, let's not get into that because I might get into a complaining mood. And we want to learn some Hindi. So let's focus on that. Okay. Then the next one that we have. So this was I am. Okay. Try to remember some of these because we're gonna have a little test at the end, and it would be helpful in that regard. And I think the rain is stopping, or maybe not. Okay. Perfect. So now you have I have, right? Where you use most of these kind of sentences, right? Again, easy, not too hard. I have, right? The sentence structure is like in English, you have I have and then a headache, or as you can see here, right? Okay. So the good thing is in both of these examples, they are also gender neutral. That's why there's no red and blue in this case, right? Okay. So I have a headache is easy. Now you see the pronoun has changed, right? The pronoun from मैं to now we have मुझे. Okay. Now this is the case that whenever you would have I have, because it's something you have, right? Like objective pronouns can be a little tricky in Hindi, right? So this follows into the objective pronoun tables, right? Like so मुझे is an objective pronoun, right? Direct, indirect. So this is why we are using मुझे. So मुझे. Now, sir dard, what's that? That is what headache is, right? It's exactly like English, like meaning that in English, headache is made out of two words, right? Like head and the ache. Same here. Sir means head, ache means, or dard means ache. So, mujhe sar dard hai. That means I have a headache, right? You don't need the a, right? In Hindi, you don't need that. You would just say mujhe sir dard hai, and this is gender neutral, so it's same for masculine and feminine. Okay, the next one we have here is I have a fever. Okay, I have a fever is mujhe bukhar, right? Try to say it. Bukhar, again it's gender neutral, no masculine feminine, again same thing. So mujhe bukhar hai, I have a fever. Mujhe bukhar hai, right? One other thing that you would notice is that if we were starting with main, we were saying who at the end. If you see in the previous slide, right, we have who here, right? Right? But if you are starting the sentence with mujhe, you're saying hai, right? Now, the reason for that is even in English, when you're saying I am, right? So the who means am. So you're saying I am, right? And this is why you ended with whom. But when you're saying I have, you're not saying I am. And that's why you ended with hai. So, mujhe sar dard hai, I have a headache. I have a fever is mujhe bukhar hai. Perfect. Then we are on to the next one. Again, we are keeping it with I have because I have is the one that is used more, right? Now we have I have a stomach ache. I have a stomach ache. Mujhe, again, gender neutral. No masculine, no feminine so far. Pet, pet is like pet, is not like pet, the English one. You are saying pet. So mujhe pet dard hai. I have a stomach ache. Mujhe pet dard hai. Okay. Then we have I have a cancer. Now we have gotten a little extreme here, but you can replace cancer with anything else, right? So I have a cancer. मुझे कैंसर है, right? Same thing. मुझे कैंसर है, and that means I have cancer, right? Okay. And this was I have, right? Any sentence that in English you are saying with I have a, in Hindi also that would be mujhe and then the subject and then hai, right? So in this English and Hindi, they are kind of going parallel, like the translation is kind of literal, right? So that helps, like it's not random. Okay, perfect. Now, the next one we have here is I am feeling weak, right? Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, right? Because now we have this blue, red, right? Meaning that you can say I am feeling weak depending on your own gender. If you're masculine, it would be different. If you're feminine, it would be different. So, blue is masculine. So, मैं कमजोर. कमजोर means weak. कमजोर. So, मैं कमजोर महसूस कर, and then you can see रहा, the आ sound here. मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रहा हूं. मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं. The raha becomes rahi and that turns it into feminine. So, I'm feeling weak. मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रहा हूं. मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं. Right? Okay. That is done. Then we have I'm feeling better. Finally. I am not, but I will soon. And that would be मैं बेहतर. बेहतर is, this is the interesting thing. It's so close. बेहतर and better. So मैं बेहतर महसूस कर रहा हूं. मैं बेहतर महसूस कर रही हूं. The only difference is of raha and rahi, right? And what is the reason behind it? Because like that's the ing, right? Through the verb conjugation, you tell if something is masculine or something is feminine, right? So the ing is the only thing that's changing, and ing in Hindi is raha for masculine, rahi for feminine. So मैं बेहतर बेहतर महसूस कर रहा हूं. मैं बेहतर महसूस कर रही हूं, right? कर रहा हूं, this one is masculine, and कर रही हूं is feminine, right? Okay, I hope you are keeping up with it because we will be doing a test, so make sure you are paying attention to that, right? Okay, then we are on to the next one, right? Now we are on to the test, right? So to recap, we did three kinds of ways of expressing illnesses and diseases. I am, I have, I am feeling. I am was I am sick, मैं बीमार हूं. I am not well, मैं ठीक नहीं हूं. I am tired, मैं थका हुआ हूं. मैं थकी हुई हूं. Depending on your gender. I'm getting better. मैं ठीक हो रहा हूं. मैं ठीक हो रही हूं. Then we had I have. I have a headache. I have a headache. मुझे सर दर्द है. I have a fever. मुझे बुखार है. I have a stomach ache. मुझे पेट दर्द है. I have a cancer. मुझे कैंसर है. And then the last thing was we were on to feeling, and that was I'm feeling weak. मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रहा हूं. मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं. I'm feeling better. मैं बेहतर महसूस कर रहा हूं. मैं बेहतर महसूस कर रही हूं. Right? And then we are going to do the test. Okay. So I hope you can see there are two options. Now I want you to think about it, that which one you think is going to be the right answer. Is it the first one or the second one? Read it and think about it. I'll be counting till 5 and then you should have your answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'll be counting in Hindi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you thought that the correct answer is I am sick is मैं बीमार हूं, then you are right. And I will just need to make sure that I don't have the writing one. Yes, perfect, right? And then we'll submit it, we'll see. And this was the correct answer, right? मैं बीमार हूं is I am sick. मैं बुखार हूं, this does not make sense because you will always say मुझे बुखार है. बुखार means fever. So I have a fever. You cannot say I am a fever, right? I'm sick, you can say. So that would be मैं बीमार हूं. Perfect. If you thought that was the right answer, then perfect. Then the next one we have is I am not well. Okay. I am not well. And then you have two options. मैं ठीक नहीं हूं, the first one. And then I think this one is मैं बीमार हूं, right? Because I cannot see the मैं दर्द हूं. There is you cannot see it, but I have like a little screen in front of it, so I have to kind of zoom out. Okay, so The I am not well is मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ or मैं दर्द हूँ. Now, which one you think is the correct one? Again, let's count till 5. I'll be counting. You don't have to. You just have to decide which one is it. एक, दो, तीन, चार, पाँच. If your answer is I am not well, मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ, then that's right. Wait. Okay, there has been a mistake here because मैं दर्द हूँ literally means I am pain. So I think there was a little mistake here. So it would actually be मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ, and that would be I am not well. Well, as you can see, I have clearly messed up here. Okay, next one. The difference is very minor in this case. I really want you to pay attention what you think would be the right one, right? Okay, one is मुझे सर दर्द है and the other one is मैं सर दर्द हूं. Think about it. I'll be counting till 5. There is a little detail that you have to pay attention to and that will clear it out. एक, दो, तीन, चार, पाँच. If you thought that the right answer is मैं सर दर्द हूं, then you are absolutely wrong because the right answer is मुझे सर दर्द है. And as you can see, this time it worked. The correct one. Okay, so मुझे सर दर्द है, I have a headache. Again, you cannot say मैं सर दर्द हूं, that means I am a headache. Okay, मुझे सर दर्द है, I have a headache. Perfect. If you did that, superb, impressive. Okay, then we have I am feeling weak. We have done this. I am feeling weak. If you are again, pay attention to what it is. So मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं, मैं बेहतर महसूस कर रही हूं. Which one you think is the correct answer? Take your time. I'll be counting by myself till 5 in Hindi, and you have to come up with the answer at the time. एक, दो, तीन, चार, पाँच. If you thought that the correct answer is मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं, then let's see if you are right or not. And you are absolutely right because मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं means I am feeling weak, right? The other one is बेहतर. बेहतर means better. If you remember, I told you better and better are very close to each other. So मैं कमजोर महसूस कर रही हूं, and that means I am feeling weak. Perfect. I believe that was it. Yes. Super. So again, if you remember, we did 3 kinds of illnesses and diseases. I am, I have, and I'm feeling. And it's similar to English, how you do it in Hindi as well, how you express any kind of illness or disease. So it's exactly the same. And yes, so this was it. Perfect. Even if you got some of them wrong, don't worry about it. Just go back or write it down and get it done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you had great fun and you learned something. If you have any questions, you can drop down in the comments. If you would like and subscribe to this channel, it would be amazing. It would help me a lot. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. If you have any suggestions, what should I make the next video about? You can drop them in the comments and I'll make sure that I make a video on them. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me and I will see you in the next video. धन्यवाद.